What is going on, guys, and welcome to another Beta Memoirs. And the week has started, the big week of earnings with Tesla. It has essentially crushed earnings, annual delivery growth at least 50% for 2021. They beat street estimates. First quarterly sales rise more than 70%. Yes, but for some reason, Tesla is selling. People are expecting, I know there's a lot of credits and stuff that people were talking about for Tesla, so that may be for the reason why of the sell-off. Specifically, I know there's still a lot of things in the pipe. People want something big and dramatic because that's what they expect from Tesla now. They can't deliver big and dramatic every single quarter, but nonetheless, it is selling off at the moment after the bell. But I think that is a good sign. If you are intraday trading, I think it might actually end up working in our favor tomorrow. If for some reason it opens up down, I can see Tesla really ripping tomorrow. Although one thing I wanted to mention, like just before the close today, there was some interesting movement on the SPY. The SPY kind of dramatically sold off. I know initial reports about tax credit stuff came out again. I think it was just reiterating. I don't think there was any new news on it, but the market moved really quick in a short span, only to close right back where it sold off. And yeah, that's where it leaves us for tomorrow. Ultimately, there's still a lot of earnings to go. Again, Tesla in itself. We had Tesla today. Tomorrow we got AMD, we got 3M in the morning, we got Microsoft tomorrow, we got Pinterest tomorrow, we got Google tomorrow, Visa tomorrow. Again, there is a lot still to go. And then on Wednesday we got Boeing Shop, Spotify, Apple, Facebook, Qualcomm. Thursday we got Amazon, NIO. There is a ton of big earnings, right? Like 30% of S&P is essentially reporting this week. So again, everything looks good for Tesla. My only concern again is the Fed and the administration, Biden, in where they're going to bring us this week. I know the Fed opened up tomorrow, so that might be kind of in anticipation of what's going to happen tomorrow. If, again, Mr. Powell wants to play with rates, which I don't think he will, I think it'll be the same song and dance. But I think people are more concerned about what President Biden is going to present everybody if he does present this tax bill. Again, the tax bill essentially hits those that are making over $1 million for that 40, I think it came to a 43% tax but on gains. But being said, I think ultimately we are still good. We might get a lot of chop, to be honest. Once I think this tax plan is solidified, I don't know if that's what Biden is specifically talking about. But once this tax plan does get solidified, I think we're going to start moving a little bit better. But I think Tesla is setting up nice for tomorrow, as long as we don't have a complete sell-off of the market or anything. The market's been really high right now, expecting kind of more of a pullback. It's kind of building almost a bear box, or a bull box, excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that right now. And let me pull up the stream. There we go. Full screen. So SPY, as I said, we've been running against this trend line for quite a while. We did have some major pullbacks. Again, last week we had that scare with the tax plan on Thursday. Now we're kind of just really drifting here. I think there might even be a more of a pullback. As you can see, we've kind of just gone straight up, and then we've really been struggling here. I don't know if we're building out a bull box here, or if for some reason, if that tax plan just sends us all the way screaming back down to 400 to retest that bottom trend line. I don't know if that's the case. I think it would be beneficial if we did, but I think that might be held off till after earnings. As of right now, everything is still sharp and still looking good. I think there's a lot going on. I think, again, a lot of people are anticipating some bad news is coming from, I think, the whole COVID thing. Unless something really new comes out with that, I don't really see anything changing with that. Again, there's a lot of money in the system. I think it's just kind of trying to set up for a bigger play. I think ultimately we are slowly grinding up, and maybe that's something we should be expecting for this year. Maybe it won't be an explosive move, but we'll have this slow grind and chop all the way up to new all-time highs, and maybe that's what we should be expecting now with this new administration. Again, unless there's some dramatic news that we get some major sell-offs like this, like we did last Thursday with tax plan come out and then we slam the floor. But being said, QQQ, again, it is right at resistance. It needs to break this resistance. It is really kind of struggling. It's just been holding this, again, building another. There's a lot of consolidation here, which leads me to believe that we are going to have a very big bullish move out of here eventually. How long that is, maybe we chop for a couple more weeks. I don't know. It's just something to keep an eye on. Maybe we break out of it this week. So I'm kind of hoping that we can break out of it this week and see where it goes. As far as any positions I took, I did take Square and I did take BYND today with shares. Ultimately, with those, I am looking for longer swings. I actually exited. I took Square earlier today. I could actually pull up Square. I took Square earlier today out of this box. I essentially loaded my shares here and then popped in the zone. And I ended up actually selling a close. When I saw that candle and the way it was moving the last 20 minutes, I did end up taking profit here only because I was afraid that we might actually pull back. Square has another week before earnings. So that was something I wanted to keep an eye on. And again, BYND, let me actually pull up my watch list for tomorrow. We got Tesla continuation, essentially Coin is looking really good. I know it's only, I think we're only days away from Coin really exploding. Facebook has earnings on Wednesday, so that's something I want to keep an eye on. I did scalp that this morning. Was looking to get back into it, but again, it kind of shuffled around today, so waiting for tomorrow and seeing how that plays. And then BYND is what I got. So let me just go ahead and jump into Tesla. As you can see, earnings wasn't the greatest. We did sell off, but they did do very well. It's actually retesting this trend on the hourly, which is good to see. I think, again, it's just kind of overreaction. But again, it could also be due to the threat of the tax plan, because if there's this tax plan gets approved, I think we had that initial shock. I think we can still get a pretty wild and crazy pullback like this coming if there's something officially announced. We'll definitely have to see what happens there. But Tesla, I really like it. Ultimately, tomorrow, if we do come back down and test the 700 mark, I'd actually really look to get back into this. Right now, we got to play range. We have to be careful just because of that tax plan is something that I think is a new hurdle that we're trying to get over. And going into May is pretty much a dead month with a lot of chop. Maybe we're going to continue to chop and build up consolidation, which could actually be very bullish if SPY continues to chop around. So scalping may not be something you're into, and I highly advise that you do a lot of on-demand. It was something I can go over if you are not familiar with on-demand as far as doing scalping and stuff like that, so you are not burning your precious dollars away. It's extremely important to know what you're doing and not just go into it blindly, because you can lose a lot. I do it. I try to do it periodically. I've had a lot of experience with it, but I do prefer longer swings as because of the fact that time is definitely on your side. And even if you do take a wrong entry, you can let it play out however means necessary. But it is good to have fundamentals on your side when you are going into a stock. That's why I like to play a lot of the good stocks that I know can bounce back quickly. And I'm not taking some random stock that's being pumped, because normally those stocks will not normally make big moves back because of the fundamentals. So Tesla, I do like for tomorrow, and the way it's setting up. We'll have to see how it opens. We might actually gap up tonight just because of the numbers. This could be an overreaction, but we ultimately want to see. Coin is another one. I did sell this morning. When it did pop up, I sold out this morning. It did retest. It's kind of floating around this 300 mark. I really want to see where it is at tomorrow and take it from there. I think it will be exciting to see what we have for coin. Again, on the daily, it's a newer IPO, but it looks like it finally broke the trend. It looked like it retested it. Now it looks like it's ready to rip. So that is a good sign. Tomorrow, I will, if it hasn't gapped up and continues to sit in here, I will look to grab another leap and continue to play this game. And the reason I like the leaps is just because of the chop. If we're going to continue to chop, that contract isn't getting destroyed. And then when it makes that big move up, the premium builds really fast on it. So coin is the other one I got. Facebook, one I scalped today. I did cash this out of straight out the box essentially today. I grabbed it here and wrote it up and sold it off. I think I got out at 305 is where I got out. So at top of this candle, I got out. I was looking for a retest down here to get in. I actually missed this one down here because I wanted to get back into this. Facebook always does really good on earnings. I was actually trying to grab shares on this as well this morning, but I didn't think about it because I was waiting for this candle more than likely to do a retest because we did break out on the daily. On the day, we did break out and retested. So I do like this setup. And again, earnings are on Wednesday. So whatever I do take, it would be an intraday or perhaps a swing overnight. But I don't want to carry anything into Wednesday after the bell because that is when earnings is. I do like to play after earnings, especially if everything looks positive like Tesla. And then you turn around and you finally get the momentum. It's been beaten down for no apparent reason. And then it takes off for the next couple of days. So I'm looking for that for Tesla tomorrow and the run up for Facebook going into Wednesday. Now, the last one I do have for you guys is BYND. Now, why do I like this one so much? It doesn't look like much. It looks like a bunch of chop and mess. But I do like this. When I see BYND, this is Snap, excuse me. BYND, when you see this chop like this means a big move is coming. Their PR team is fantastic. If you don't know anything about Beyond Meat, they sell meatless products, but ultimately their PR team is amazing. They do have a contract with McDonald's, and they are rumored to be getting on with Taco Bell here soon. And normally, when they do that, you have these big consolidation periods, and then news comes, and then that's essentially when it floors it up to 200. That's what I'm trying to capture. That's what I'm looking for. Again, earnings is next week on the 6th. So that's something to keep in mind. What I am essentially trying to capture is the move out of BYND. Hopefully test all-time highs, get up to 220, if not more. This company does very well. I know it's as far as profits and stuff like that, it's still struggling to make profits ultimately, but I mean, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time. The demand is extremely high for this product, and again, they are on just about almost every fast food business out there at the moment, and they are looking to get their foot into everything. So, being a BYND, I took that position today. Shares again looking to swing this into earnings, but let me go back to Square. I wanted to keep, but again, I didn't like the movement. I could have waited for another leg up, or at least tried to go for that 280 mark before I got out. But again, I didn't like the dramatic move after hours, and I was already in the zone, already at some heavy resistance. Breaks back over this, I could look to get back in it tomorrow. But ultimately, that's what I got for you guys. And just remember, there's big earnings. There's also Fed. So there might be a lot of roller coaster, might be a lot of whipsaw. So just keep that in mind. Might get some explosive moves and then just sell off with news about tax plans. So just be aware of that this week. We might, again, like I said, continue to see chop until everything gets figured out, until the market is more comfortable. As soon as the market gets comfortable, I think the market will rip. I've been talking about this bullish move for a long time now, but I think there's a lot of other little kinks that are getting worked out at the moment. But as soon as everything's worked out, the market is comfortable again, we are going for some really big, amazing numbers at that point. But ultimately, wait for confirmation on that. So remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.